Kelly's Kitchen. Let me teach you a recipe and also make you feel really good about yourself.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 2 of Kelly's Kitchen Food and Thought. So I've decided to make my first ever original dip that I've ever created. It's a vegetable-based dip. It's my spicy curry dip. And the topic we are going to talk about today is finding the sunshine. In other words, be light. Don't worry, be happy, Mom. You know. Alright, I'll never do that again. But basically not stressing out too much and finding a way, if you're in a dark place, to find the light again. So, the main veggies you'd need for this dip is a zucchini, green and red pepper, scallions, fresh cilantro, 1 yellow onion, and those are the main veggies. But in addition to those veggies, you're also going to need coconut milk and some non-fat Greek yogurt. I'll explain why later. So we're going to need 1.5 cups of the green and red peppers mixed. So I would highly suggest starting with chopping up the peppers. This dip is the first dip I ever created, completely original, without any recipe. I started getting into doing dips because I was really interested in the idea of substitution. In other words, taking more fatty ingredients such as cheeses or sour cream and substituting them with healthier cheeses or yogurt or even sometimes soy. My inspiration for this dip was that I wanted to make something colorful with a bit of a pop, something fun. And it actually, when it's done, matches the colors of my shirt, so that's pretty dope. So once we have our 1.5 cups of green and red peppers cut up, by the way, you can do 1 green pepper, 1/2 red pepper, whatever. Just dump them right into a saute pan with a little bit of olive oil and Pam spray. Okay, then we're gonna cut up 1/3 cup of a yellow onion. You know, I actually, surprisingly, have yet to try cutting an onion. Seriously. And watch this be the day. So as you can see, we're just gonna peel our yellow onion, dice it up really fine. You could do squares or you could do sort of thin slices, just as long as it ends up being 1/3 cup. Oh yeah, and don't judge. I'm in the summer spirit. Bud Light Lime, what's up? Okay, my one eye is like killing me. Like my contact feels like it's gonna fall out. I am never jinxing myself again. Okay, so that god-awful onion is chopped and I put it into the saute pan with the peppers. And now it is time to cut up our zucchini. I just kind of cut it in sort of rings like this. Then I dice it into 4s. This way and this way. Ta-da! And you're just gonna have little zucchini pieces like this. Just like that, and do that until the whole zucchini is chopped. Now this cilantro and scallion, we're not gonna add into the dip until we put everything in the food processor, but we need to chop them up very finely. Cilantro smells amazing, but it's a little bit annoying to cut up. You have to rip off all of the leaves because you don't want the stems. So first you are going to de-leaf all of the cilantro. So as I de-leaf my cilantro, back to our topic, finding the sunshine again. Everyone goes through moments of feeling down. I myself have struggled from depression for a long time, since I was really young. When you go through that, sometimes it could be really hard to pick yourself back up. Also, as humans, sometimes it's easier to dwell on all of the things that are going wrong and not going the way you want them to go, rather than being mindful of the things that are going right. So when I feel down, I find that remembering the things that light me up and make me happy and just making myself do them, even if I don't feel like it, usually makes me feel better, such as doing this. Just a quick demonstration on how to chop your cilantro. We're just gonna take your knife and you're gonna put it in sort of a pile like the size of your palm, and then kind of just start going back and forth and seesawing it. Seesaw it until it's very fine little pieces. So this is what we want. 1/4 cup of cilantro chopped finely like this. Next, we're gonna take our 2 scallion bolts. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop off the ends, which is this little thingy, this little guy. Get rid of it. Now you can use the white from the stem. I usually do. We're just gonna chop all the way down. And when we're done, we're gonna put them to the side with the cilantro. All right, so as you can see, we have our zucchini, pepper, and yellow onion on the stove in a pan with some olive oil and Pam spray. And to the side, we have our chopped up scallion and cilantro just waiting. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna turn this on medium-high heat. So I have this at about like a 6 right now. We're just gonna let this sit. We're gonna take, and we're just gonna kind of let our zucchini, peppers, and yellow onion mix around with the olive oil and sit on here, and they are going to saute. When we put them into the food processor, they're going to mix a lot easier if they're just slightly sauteed. So we're not gonna fully saute them, but slightly. Isn't it a lovely night? Look at the sky back there. But this is what I mean. As adults, why do we lose that inner spark and excitement that we had as kids? When I was a kid, everything made me happy. Everything made me excited. So why do we feel as we become adults that we need to lose that? Don't worry, be happy might possibly be the best advice ever. But how do you just be happy? When you're down, you don't really feel like picking yourself up and trying to make yourself feel better. But sometimes you just have to do it. Remember what lit you up as a kid and channel that again. Did you like going outside? Did you like sports? Did you like exercise? Did you like video games? Did you like reading? Even if you don't feel like it, do it. That's the first step you have to take. And sometimes it's okay to go easy on yourself. It's easy to overthink things and to think about the past and analyze what your future might be. But sometimes you just gotta sit there and you have to focus on the moment. Trust me, it's hard. I have ADD and my brain is always like going everywhere. I'm not even kidding you. Like, ask anyone who knows me personally. Now listen, everything I'm talking about is easier said than done. But if you feel down, if you feel like you can't find that light, maybe just looking at the stars one night, or getting some sun on your face, or going for a walk, or taking up an old pastime. Never lose sight of those special things that make you happy. Never give up on them. Even if you feel down, remember that they're tools that you have to use to pick yourself back up. There's always a way to find the sun again. It just has to do with stressing less and doing more things that make you feel good. It's as easy as that. Okay, when I said 10 minutes, I probably should have meant like 5. You want them to basically be like this. So they're just sauteed, but they're not completely cooked. So I would say 5 to 6 minutes. So now it is time to put everything together. Oh, and presenting my food processor. My lovely little sister got me this for my birthday. It's kind of the first adult gift I ever got, but I love it, so woo! If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender to make this dip. I would suggest using extra olive oil and maybe doing it in thirds, as in not everything at once, because blenders take a bit longer, but you could definitely do this in a blender. So what we're gonna do first is take our sauteed veggies, and I usually do it half and half. As you can see, I did half of the veggies in first. So now what I'm gonna do is 1/4 cup of Greek non-fat yogurt. The ShopRite brand. There seems to be a trend happening. I actually started using yogurt as a substitute for most things in dips. You can use it to substitute cheeses. I use it to substitute sour cream a lot, actually. And trust me, everything still comes out tasting amazing. Okay, so now that the yogurt's in there, we are going to do 1 tablespoon of coconut milk. Boop, and just dump that right in there. But remember, only a tablespoon. The first time I made this dip, I did 1/4 cup of coconut milk plus the yogurt. It was soup. Okay, so now that those are in there, we are going to add the rest of our veggies. All right, now it's time for the fun stuff, the spices. We're gonna start off with a tablespoon of Thousand Island dressing. And it gives it a really nice color as well. This is a very colorful dip. And now for the main flavor, curry. We're gonna take curry powder. I have this kind right here. You can get curry powder in most stores. Pretty common. If you have trouble finding it, just ask someone to help you out. You're going to do an entire tablespoon of curry powder. I know that sounds like overkill, but trust me, it's worth it. And now that we have our main spice, let's not forget our cilantro and scallion. So just kind of push those in. All right, and last but not least, we are going to do a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt. And now when I said this was spicy, this is only if you want to be daring, but this is a spicy dip, so hey. A teaspoon of hot sauce. Yep, we're going there. For anyone who is very daring, a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Sometimes I think I have an issue with the amount of like hot spicy foods I can handle. Yay, this is my favorite Bob Marley song. I'm so excited. Okay, so great song to finish off our video with. We are going to blend this all up. So I just put the top on, and all you're gonna do, honestly, is pulse it a few times. You're just gonna keep hitting it. What I usually do is I stop halfway through and I get a spoon. Just kind of mix it up and push any vegetables that are still in thick chunks down to the bottom. All right, I kind of said screw it and just held it down, so you can do that too. Keep blending it. You don't want it to be soup, but there's so many veggies in here that it's not gonna be soup. Okay, so when you're done, you're gonna take it off. It should look like this. Look at all those colors. And you're just gonna dump it into a serving dish. So kind of just stir it up, put that in the refrigerator, and maybe leave it in for about 2 hours. Okay, so I put it in a serving dish, as you can see. And I'm gonna put this in the fridge for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then it should be chilled and ready to serve with crackers of your choice. And it's a great dip. It's spicy, it's unique, it's fun to bring to parties, so there you have it, my spicy curry dip. Okay, so that is it for Kelly's Kitchen Food and Thoughts episode 2. I really hope that you would love to try out my spicy curry dip. I'm telling you, it has a kick, but it's fun. It's okay sometimes to just be mindful and realize that things aren't that bad and that you're awesome, because you are. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.